Hi, I'm Ben Mankiewicz along with Rookie Mankiewicz, and Rookie has an important message for you.
Subscribe to TYT Sports, bitches.
Manny Pacquiao, of course, facing Juan Manuel Marquez this weekend. We bring in Robert Exel live from Las Vegas. Robert, how are you?
I'm good, and you, Rick?
Doing good. Third fight for a nice trilogy between these two guys. Juan Manuel Marquez, the lightweight title holder. Manny Pacquiao, 8 division titleist. Let's review it very quickly. In 2004, the featherweights, they were featherweights at the time, 126 pounds, it was a draw. 2008, junior lightweights, 130 pounds, Pacquiao split decision win. Now they fight at welterweight, 144 pounds is the catchweight. Let's start with the challenger, Juan Manuel Marquez. He's back at welterweight since getting his ass kicked by Floyd Mayweather. Will there be any reminder or even a thought of the Mayweather fight at this weight for him?
I don't think so, because Pacquiao and Mayweather are such different fighters. Marquez himself has said that he would rather fight Pacquiao like a dozen times than fight Mayweather once more, simply because Mayweather makes it impossible for him to fight his fight, whereas Pacquiao is going to be coming to him. Pacquiao is going to want to fight. He's not a defensive master, as you know. There's never been a fight where Pacquiao hasn't emerged unscathed. So it's going to be a better fight than Marquez Mayweather was, and a lot more exciting.
I want to talk to you about that with Pacquiao coming away clean from a majority of these fights. As I said, Marquez, he's fought only once at welterweight, and that was when he fought Floyd Mayweather. Meanwhile, Pacquiao has crushed the bigger guys, De La Hoya, Cotto, Mosley, Margarito. Is there any disadvantage in this to Marquez not having that sort of bigger competition in size?
Well, there is a disadvantage, of course. I mean, he put on weight in order to sort of make the catch weight. But I mean, he's cut. He's big. I mean, his body, especially, hasn't grown in height, of course, but his body is much broader and wider, and extremely cut. But the fighters you had mentioned about Pacquiao having beaten, I mean, most of them were really not in their prime. Not that Marquez is in his prime either, but I think Marquez is going to put up a good fight. Marquez and his team are convinced that he won the second fight.
Yeah, they seem to be very convinced.
Very, extremely convinced. And he's a proud Mexican. He's a very proud pugilist. And he's determined to sort of, set the record straight on Saturday night.
Now, you said with the, basically Marquez disrespecting, in many people's eyes, Manny Pacquiao. Him wearing a shirt parading around the Philippines. Marquez beat Pacquiao twice. Could Manny come out with a chip on his shoulder in this fight?
I think he already has a chip on his shoulder in this fight, and I think he, just as Marquez feels as though he has something to prove, Pacquiao also feels as though he has something to prove. I mean, I don't think there's any doubt in his mind that he won these fights, but he wants to show everybody else that he is the better fighter, and I think he's going to have that opportunity tomorrow night.
Marquez, of course, coming in 38 years old, Manny Pacquiao 32 years old. How much of an improvement have we seen in Manny's right hand?
Enormous. Basically, when he hooked up with Freddie Roach, he really didn't have much of a right hand, but he surely does now, and he's got a terrific right hook that he really didn't have a couple of years ago. So his arsenal is much more complete than it was. So he's a more formidable fighter than the last Manny Pacquiao that fought Marquez.
I want to show this quote very quickly. Freddie Roach said, "I'm worried that Marquez could have Manny's number. He is the only fighter who seems to have figured out Manny's style." Why exactly would Freddie Roach say that?
Well, Freddie Roach, he has an interest in building up the gate. He's also a very clever man. He would put something out there that might reach Marquez and his team and enter into their heads and into their strategy. He's a very clever fellow. So there's no telling. One thing, there's no telling exactly what Freddie Roach meant, but one can be sure that it was very intentional what he said. He didn't say anything accidentally. He said what he said for a reason.
So, Robert, let's get to the strategy very quickly. If you are Juan Manuel Marquez, what is your game plan going into this fight?
Same game plan as last time. I mean, you basically use Pacquiao's offense against him by counterpunching. All right, you basically bring, that Pacquiao's going to come to fight. He's going to bring the fight to Marquez. Marquez is a superb counterpuncher. And if he does indeed have Pacquiao's number, as it's indicated by the first couple of fights, basically that's his edge, such as it is.
What about Pacquiao? What's his strategy?
Strategy: come out, bombs away, use his speed, use his superior size, and his basic disposition. I mean, his will to win. I mean, the confidence he walks around with, the belief that he is the best fighter on the planet. That's not feigned. That's real. He really believes that. And I'm not going to disabuse him of that notion, and I don't think Marquez is either.
Now, you have been there. You have been to the press conferences. Let's start with Marquez. What has he been saying? Has he been overconfident? Has he been just the right amount of confident? What are they saying in those press conferences?
Well, he is confident, but he is subdued. I mean, both fighters are subdued in their way. But Marquez is very sort of serious-minded. I mean, he knows he's going into a fight. It's a serious fight. He's fighting, serious competition. And he's fighting above his natural fighting weight. So it's, the deck is stacked against him on some level, and he knows it. There's a seriousness to him and to his team, Nacho Beristain, his trainer. They're aware that they are in for a serious night, and that he's going to really have to be his best, at his very best, if he intends to beat Manny Pacquiao. Whereas Pacquiao, on the other hand, is, as usual, completely relaxed. Completely
Smiles
confident.
and giggles?
Yeah, giggles, laughed, a good time. I mean, really just a person who just seems really at ease in his own skin, very comfortable with who he is, what he has accomplished. And again, there's no doubt in his mind that he's going to stop Marquez Saturday night.
Freddie Roach predicted a knockout in the 6th. Do you think that is accurate, or is he not giving Juan Manuel Marquez enough respect?
I think he may not be giving Manuel Marquez enough respect, but I do think a KO is likely.
In favor of Pacquiao?
I do indeed.
What round are you thinking?
I think later than that. I would give him another couple of rounds. I think maybe the 8th round.
Okay, there you have it. Very quickly, where are you staying? Where are you sitting at the MGM? What's your agenda here?
My agenda? I'm going to be ringside. That's my agenda. Going to be
Nice.
ringside. I'm going to be writing about the fight. Been focused on it for days. I mean, there's not much else to focus on here, but it's one event after another event. So I'm really looking forward to it, and really sort of doing my best to write an accurate and sort of heartfelt piece about this the third fight in their trilogy.
And where can they find your writing?
Boxing.com. Easy to remember. Best URL in the biz.